Here now to discuss Tammy Bruce, president of the Independent Women's Voice, Rick Unger, Forbes senior political contributor. All right, Tammy, you know, all along the way, the conservative economic orthodoxy and elite said this is not how you do it, it won't work. Mainstream media said this is not how you do it, it won't work, despite the fact that everyone had a bite at the apple over the last 3 decades. So where are we now?
Well, look, we see they've learned nothing, even with success, and the fact that all the complaints that his current strategy wouldn't work, and it did. They're now saying the China strategy won't work. Obviously, this had to happen. It proves that the argument and the use of tariffs works. It was a perfect strategy to remove Mexico and Canada from the picture to get that done, to be able to focus exclusively on China. But you can't make people who just want to hate Trump have to be able to admit it. Whether it's Axios, it'll be for a moment, but then they'll go back to the same rhetoric and they'll complain about what he's doing with China. There'll be complaints about a possible world war, about crushing American interests and certainly the economy again, and he will again be proven right. Imagine what we could accomplish if everybody, in fact, supported the efforts of the president, who's been proven correct in his efforts to do this.
Although, Rick, it's going to be tougher, I think, for the mainstream media and Democrats to sort of say, you know, don't use these ham-fisted tactics against China. They said don't use them against our friends, the EU, South Korea, Mexico, and Canada. They're our friends. Don't do it. Don't do it. But how could they possibly say, let's not take the strongest possible attack possible against a country that's stealing hundreds of billions of dollars worth of technology, that has used slave labor, child labor, and all kinds of subsidies to take American jobs?
Well, look, first, let me say I think the president did just fine on whatever the new name is, the NAFTA deal. As a geek for this stuff, I kind of keep track. There were some things I thought we'd get less, some things I thought we'd get a little more. All in all, though, I thought it was a very fair deal for everybody. So that's good for him. In terms of the tactics, you know, anybody who's negotiated, I know you have, you know I have, I suspect Tammy has, you take your opposition as you find them, and you have to craft your strategy to meet that individual, or in this case, a country. Obviously, his tactics worked just fine on NAFTA, good deal, and I'm not going to presume to tell him how he should do the China deal. He's going to do what he's going to do.
So what do you make, real quick, then, of the idea that Democrats like a lot of this deal?
They do.
And it could pose problems for them in the elections.
I doubt that it's going to have that much impact in the elections, because I'm not sure that people, as a rule, I don't think you'd find many Americans who actually know what's in NAFTA. But
will the dairy farmers know that they're getting a deal?
You bet.
Some of these auto workers know they're getting a good deal. Could the states that were up for grabs, those Obama states that flipped to Trump, remain with Trump and the GOP?
I would absolutely agree with you. If you're a dairy farmer, and I have people in my family who are, if you're in the dairy or wine business, you had a very good day with this. If you are in the automobile business, it's a longer conversation. There's some good. There's some that I thought could have been better. So it's hard to say.
Here's the bottom line. It's another promise kept. Those are promises he made in those states. He said that NAFTA was horrible. It's the New York Times likes to say it's revised NAFTA. No, it's not. NAFTA is dead. This is new.
No,
this is
Let me ask you real quick on the New York Times.
I have to say it is revised NAFTA. I don't know why it benefits anybody to say otherwise.
Well, I can tell you right now, the Toronto Star had a cartoon of Trudeau being steamrolled, holding the new NAFTA.
Welcome to politics.
Yeah, no, the bottom line is in Canada, they think they lost. I think it's well for everyone. But real quick, you brought up the New York Times. The article broke up a couple hours ago. They took another shot at President Trump, his dubious tax schemes. And again, I find that these kind of articles come up whenever there's a big victory for President Trump, going back to some of the things that they're saying that his father did. Does this resonate at all, Tammy?
Well, you know, but you have to keep in mind, China also reads those stories. You look at how the impact is internationally and the people that the president is trying to negotiate with, and this has an impact on whether or not those individuals think the president's going to be strong, or if there's resistance here at home. The Chinese buying an ad in Iowa, you know, there's intervention here, and that's what they seem to be.
I read the South China Morning Post, and they always pick up on this. We got to go.